And now I'm going to call on Sister Margaret to formally introduce our speaker, Sister Catherine.
It is my great pleasure to introduce to you today Catherine Ferguson. She's a member of the Sisters of the Holy Names of Jesus and Mary. I first met Catherine in 2003 in San Antonio, where she addressed the Brigidine Council of the Congregation about Unanima International, an NGO with consultative status. This is a coalition of small congregations of religious women committed to work for peace and humanity in response to the needs of the world. The idea for this coalition came initially from Catherine, whose religious community had decided that it was not able to become an NGO on its own. In 2003, we Brigidines were discussing making application to join Unanima, and we came to the meeting in San Antonio with varied positions of doubt and commitment. On hearing Catherine speak with such conviction and eloquence, we came away fully convinced that it was the right decision for us Brigidines to make application to join this wonderful group. I look forward very much to hearing you speak to us again, Catherine, and I thank you for giving us time in your very busy schedule. Sisters and friends, I present to you Catherine Ferguson.
Well, it's indeed my pleasure to be here with all of you today, particularly with the Brigidines and those of you that are affiliated with the Brigidines, because since they've joined Unanima, I think they've been one of the congregations, and we're 13, that truly has been most involved in carrying out the work of Unanima. And it's really essential for us that all of our members be as active as possible, because our strength in advocacy for international policy of the United Nations comes from the expertise, the experience, and the commitment of each of the members of the congregations that belong to us. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I'd like to start out really by offering you a metaphor for all of our work for justice together. And I don't know what your experience has been, but in my religious community, the Sisters of the Holy Names of Jesus and Mary, which is about, close to 2,000 women, primarily in Canada, in Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, and the United States. We have also some in Peru, Brazil, and we have a province of about 100 sisters in Lesotho of Southern Africa. We get several reactions to the work of justice. Sometimes it's, the problems in this world are just so big, what can we do? And so we pray, we maybe read and keep informed, but it's hard to find some sort of action that we think will be effective. So that's one reaction. Then, of course, there's the activists who are out there for every march and signing every petition and encouraging everyone on every issue. And then we have some who say, you know, when I was young, that was okay. But now I'm too old. I can't do any of these things anymore, so I'm really not able to do much for justice. So I'd like to offer you a metaphor that I think shows how we really all are implicated and need to be implicated in the work for justice. Now, I realize I'm preaching to the choir, or you wouldn't be here, right? But I still think the metaphor is kind of a good one in terms of thinking about how these things connect. And I may have to go partly without the microphone because I need my hands. But for the moment, I don't think she's Bridget of Kildare. But maybe we can think of her as Bridget of Kildare, I don't know. But in any case, she's definitely a woman committed deeply to justice. So I'll try to talk loudly, and I hope you could hear me. Can you do pretty well? Because I'll go back to the microphone after I do this. This Bridget of Kildare is deeply committed to systemic change. She knows that in order to accomplish justice in the world, you have to change those systems that oppress people. She's out there, she reads everything about the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank. She's with the Jubilee campaign to try and cancel the debt. She is deeply committed. She's at the United Nations. She's lobbying those government representatives to make sure that they sign up for the right things in terms of being working for to make a better world, to help alleviate poverty, to help eradicate poverty. She is just super committed. But by herself, she'd be really empty. She'd just be out there talking to the government representatives. So, she works with a smaller Bridget of Kildare. I don't know how you would call that. Maybe her daughter. And this one is deeply committed at the national level. She knows that to make justice really happen, she has to get those laws changed at the national level. She has to get the Garda involved so that they're really implementing the laws in a fair and just way. She has to make sure that the budget is the right way so that those who need assistance, who are poor, who are some way without a voice, can become more powerful, more heard within the society. And she also gives information to this one that's working at the international level. Because if she doesn't give it to her, as I said, she's very empty. But this one too, by herself, is also very empty. She's still pretty removed from the people. She's out there making, really trying to advocate. But by herself, she doesn't have anything to advocate. She needs the people. So, we have someone who's even closer to the heart of the matter. Maybe it's her granddaughter this time. And she works for justice by teaching others what needs to be done and how to do it. So she might, for example, teach someone how to run a legal clinic in an area of Dublin or Ireland where persons need legal services. She might teach someone how to run a health clinic. She might teach someone how to write a proposal to get funding for the project that they're doing. She's teaching others how to do what they need to do to provide the services that people need. And her knowledge and her information makes the advocacy work that this one does at the national level have some substance, have some heart, making the advocacy work that this one does at the international level be substantive, have heart, be the kind of world or work towards the kind of world that's just. But she's not enough either. Because by herself, she's also empty. But she's doing better because she's working with these others. So who do we have here? Great-great-granddaughter? This one is a great prayer. She reads, she's aware, she stays in tune with the pain of the people, and she prays. She prays, she's in solidarity, she educates, she helps others become aware of what the situation really is. She's very close to the heart of the people, but she's not quite there yet either. But she gives information to this one, to this one, to this one. So all are working together for justice. But again, by herself, she's not enough. She's still empty inside. So instead, we have the great-great-great-great-granddaughter who is really close to the heart of the matter. She is with the people. She is present with the people. She will respond to any need. She loves the people that she's with. She feels with them. She is experiencing the same things that they are feeling. So this one might, if there's a child that scraped its knee, then she'll be fixing it. If there's someone that comes to the door and needs money or needs shelter, she's going to do something about it immediately. She really is working directly with the people. So all together, they're all working for justice. And each one has something to give, to share in making this all a better world. So no matter who we are, no matter what we're doing in our daily lives all the time, we can certainly find ourselves, I think, in one of these dolls. And usually in our daily lives, we find that we most often act as one doll or the other. But almost all of us have acted at some time in every single one of these levels. So what I'd like to do right now is have you think about this for a little in relationship to yourselves. And my first question would be, would you just kind of buzz with the person that's next to you or a couple of people around you and say, can I think of any action that I have done at any one of these levels in the last year? Anything I might have done that would be working for justice at the international level? Anything I might have done that would touch the heart or touch the needs of people very directly? Anything in education or prayer, solidarity? Anything where I might have been teaching others how to provide a service that was needed? Or anything I might have done at the national level? Just think for a minute and maybe one or two of those, and then share with the person close to you. I think I might give you one that I've got. So just take a minute, and then as you're ready, just buzz with people. She left.